I mean, so you were at the source. It was your dream job. You had your things going on, but then it came to a point where you ended up filing a suit, yes, against the source
Mm-hmm.
or all kinds of things that were going
Mm-hmm.
on the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
I think you said some of the things that people were watching porn. And
I shouldn't laugh. This is a serious thing.
like, like people watching porn
Wait, which
There was a lot.
one? Which one?
on the job? Like,
Listen, let me say this.
who does that?
Let me say this. Let me
where
say
they
this.
do that at?
Hey, there are people wanking off at their job. So
Hey, that CNN guy just got kicked off.
I'm saying,
Let me say this because, I don't mean to laugh, right? But I think it's all about how it makes a woman feel, right? So like you can be in an office and someone can be watching porn and y'all can all be cool and comfortable with it. And then there's nothing wrong. But the minute someone says that they feel uncomfortable about a situation, no matter what it is, then you have to stop. And that was the issue that I had. And I think that having the background and going to law school, understanding employment law and employment discrimination law, there were a lot of things that happened that I felt like this isn't right, and if I say this makes me feel a certain way, that should be respected. And I think that, when I spoke up about it and I wasn't expecting to be let go and I was fired and, that was my family. Look, and just so you guys know, I've talked to Benzino recently about, not about this stuff, but just like about other things and just to, it was a long time ago and we all got through it and it is what it is. And so I don't really like to attack anyone or say anything negative about, because that was a situation we went through, we got through it, and the outcome was what it was. And it was something that at the time, I don't think a lot of people understood. And, to see like movements like the Me Too movements come way later and feel like, wow, well, when I filed my case, everybody was like, that's just what happens in the industry. This is okay. Like, the legal team for the source at the time was like, but you listen to this type of record, so how could you be offended? And I'm like, I'm offended because I thought my job depended on, me being okay with certain things. I wasn't. And it was about control, and it was about, a lot more than just, okay, this environment is a certain way. It was about feeling like I wasn't being treated the way that men were being treated, and I spoke up about it. I said it. And they know how I felt. Like some people don't agree, with what I did, but I felt like it was illegal. So, and the court found that certain claims, they found in my favor. So it was retaliation and defamation that I won on.
Right. Ultimately, they found that they felt you weren't sexually harassed. But they did award you $7.5 million.
And I didn't get that money. So let's not, because people be like, you a millionaire. I'm like, I did not get that money.
Really?
I speak about.
You did not get that money. Let's talk about that.
I cannot speak about what I may have or may have not gotten.
Okay.
As a result of, because the source filed bankruptcy not too long after that judgment. So, a lot of people don't know that. They're just like, oh, you awarded this money. That was the judgment, but now you have to go get the money. And if the company files bankruptcy, now you're dealing with. So there was, I think I can say it now that we settled out of court. Okay. After the verdict. But when the verdict came down, right, that was a federal case. So in order to take a case like that, it was Title VII, I believe, you got to go through the EEOC. And and we filed in federal court. But in federal court, you need a unanimous jury to be victorious on those claims. So the jury was, from what I can remember, this was so long ago, the jury was not unanimous on the claims of harassment. because you need repeated offensive. And a lot of people don't understand the law. They're like, oh, well, the court said you didn't get sexually harassed. You need repeated offensive of a certain behavior, right? The hostile work environment claim, like there's a lot of legal stuff. You guys know what this is. Like when it comes down to the law, something could happen, but at the end of the day, it comes down to what the lawyers are saying, what the evidence is that you have, what the case law says. And, even in the
it's not about guilt or innocence. It's about what you can prove.
Yeah. And so it was a tough, I think, thing. But I think what they did agree on as a jury was, oh no, she was retaliated against and she was fired because she complained about this. And she was defamed because it's clear right here that he said these things about her.